Hi everyone, it's Harriet here and I'm going to show you how I make a cup of tea. This simple task a lot of people take for granted, but if you're visually impaired it can be more difficult, especially if you've recently lost your sight. I'm just going to put the tea bag in the mug now. I use a small kettle for pouring because I find it easier and it's not as heavy as some of the big ones can be. And before I pour the water, I'm going to put a piece of equipment that I use called a liquid level indicator on the edge of the cup. And this beeps when the cup is almost full, so there's no danger of overfilling. And when I pour the water, I lean the kettle on the cup and put my hand on the handle of the mug so that it's nowhere near the boiling water. So I'm just going to pour the water now. And so you can hear that beeping, which means that the cup is at the right level. So I've just taken the indicator off the cup, and I usually leave the tea bag in for a couple of minutes to brew, but for this I'm going to take it out straight away. Now when I remove the tea bag, instead of using a teaspoon, I use a pair of metal tongs, which are actually specifically made for removing tea bags because they have holes in which lets the water drain out. I find this easier than a teaspoon because I found that when I used the teaspoon I was always missing the tea bag. So these tongs are much less fiddly, and they also give the tea bag a good squeeze as well. So I'm just taking the tea bag out of the mug now with the tongs and squeezing it. And when I've finished with the tea bag, I'm just putting it into a small bowl, which I've done. And I find this very useful for two reasons, because it means there's no excess water on the work surface, and also I often get a second draft from the tea bag as well. I don't have any milk in my tea, but if you like it in yours, I recommend pouring it from a small carton. Or if you struggle with pouring from cartons, another idea is to pour some milk into a small jug and put it in the tea from on that way. I'm going to sit and enjoy my cup of tea now. I hope you enjoy yours too.